Hey guys, you're now listening to a flashback episode. Classic shows now with an all new restored audio. Our older seasons of the show were pretty rough in the early days, so we're glad to bring them back to you clearer than ever. Be sure to rate and review on your fave podcast stores. Now let's get into some nostalgia.
Introducing the new mini album, Saint Remixed. 7 new remixes and 7 new visualizers. Featuring classic standout tracks and unheard vocals from Saint, reimagined into new electro mixes including dubstep, trap, and more. Buy or stream now, from all major music stores worldwide including Beatport, iTunes, Apple Music and Spotify now. Don't forget to watch Saint's CGI music video for the new remix Single Time, out now on Vivo.
This episode originally aired on February 11th, 2021.
Welcome back to the show, guys. Guess what? We got tons of topics to get into, so we're actually just gonna dive right in. How you doing today, Mo?
I'm doing quite well. As you know, you're privy to this hot topic.
Yeah.
I'm whoring again, as they say.
I know, yeah, busy bee.
I'm not sitting still at all. It's a 7-day week. I get little pockets of sleep here and there. Hopefully I don't have a complete and utter fucking mental breakdown.
Yeah, how's the snow? How'd you find the snow?
I hate the snow. I hate it. Hate it.
Do you know what? I don't hate the snow. I hate how it fucks everything up. Like today I had to wait almost 45 minutes. I was doing a flat today and I had to wait almost 45 minutes outside and the excuse was traffic. And I get that because I know how England doesn't take care of their streets, salt and shit, but that's no excuse. I'm sorry, every other European country handles snow perfectly, but England, it's a bit of a joke, innit?
Behaving like a tropical country, like...
Yeah.
What's this then?
I know. Oh, we've got dandruff today. Was it snowing? Yeah, why don't you go first in picking a hot topic?
Also, I must say, fucking ice. That's why I hate snow, because of ice. The size of me.
I pulled out Timberlands today when I went because I just like, I'm not breaking my neck for no bit of ice.
I don't like the ice. I don't know.
Now for the hottest topics.
Okay, so the hot topic is Mulatto changing her name.
Yeah, there's a few things going on with her.
To be fair and frank with you, I would have to go online right now and have a quick browse. I know
a couple of them.
I don't know a thing that's occurring with her, but I do know I was aware of her name coming up in controversy. Yeah, we did.
We did
speak about it.
Yeah,
we did. Yeah, we
First
did.
Episode, season 2, yeah.
And to be fair,
because I went for it. Like, at all, really. But I said she's mixed race too, so she's allowed to use it too, to her. I think she's changing it now, but it happened, she's changing it for the wrong reason. So that another star had a issue, and it was, I think it's in a randomized hot topics today, so I'm not going to say that person's name, but they had an issue, and then Mulatto was like, I'm going to change my name because I don't want anybody to think that I'm colorist, and that I'm walking around thinking that because I'm light skinned, that I'm alright. Mulatto doesn't mean light skin. It doesn't mean that. So mixed race people could be light skin, dark skin, so white as ice, as dark as space. Like, it really doesn't matter. And I've got cousins who are mixed, but they're way darker than me. It doesn't change the amount of white they've got in them or black they've got in them. So she's changing it for that reason. She should have been changing it because mulatto is a slur against mixed race people. And didn't I tell you, right, I predicted that people will start using it to refer to mixed race people now. Because she's brought it up. It's been about, 50 years since it's been used officially. I was watching a random interview the other day with someone, and the host, you referenced someone who was talking about mixed race issues, and she said, because she's mulatto, and I went, no. Remember, people, it means mix of a horse and a donkey. Offensive, derogatory term. So, yeah, that's what I know about her changing. I don't know what she's changing.
Oh?
Yeah.
They'll start throwing their toys out of the pram.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she's done the damage now. People are already using the term again, and now she's going to go change her name. Mm-hmm. So she can't put a positive spin on it, which is why she said she adopted the name to put a positive spin on. So fucking hell, been called way worse. So yeah. Let's move on to a new topic. Marilyn Manson.
Well, whatever it is, you should have seen it coming. You should have known. Like, it says, you know, it's on the packaging. Don't blame someone that puts it on their packaging. Like,
He screams, "Stay away."
yeah, I remember being maybe 13 or 12 and being told, "Oh yeah, that guy from Tainted Love, he removed his ribs so he can suck his own dick."
Shit. I remember hearing that too.
Yes.
What song? Like, do I actually know a Marilyn Manson song?
Real hardcore.
Definitely.
Yeah, alt-right, whatever you want to call it. I don't think he's ever made any alt-right statements, but let's just say,
He gives Nazi kind of weird.
yeah,
Way.
I'd be wrong in saying that whole goth. As much as Gothica is a genre of European
Yeah.
art, design, and awakening, the association for how pale he looked. No, I'm not going down this rabbit hole.
I don't know what he's done, but yeah, let's get a picture of good old, who knows what his real name is. Anyone who creates a moniker for themselves and names half of it after a psycho. Maybe I'm not all clued up.
I found a picture of him, and he sort of looks like, is it Nicolas Cage? You look old Nicolas Cage, like.
It looked like Nicolas Cage.
Let's see if I right without makeup. Whoa! It's Nicolas Cage in drag.
Yeah, I'd say so. They look like sisters.
Well, please do enlighten us.
He's been Me Too, didn't he?
Right, see.
Yeah. So he's been cancelled, all his shit's been cancelled. He's one of those artists, on the rock side, they're very lucky because they never have to struggle for anything. Their label still runs their lives like labels used to do back in the day. They're getting the right amount of budget. It's still like that over there. They're good. So his labels dropped him. He's commercial advertisers. I remember seeing some videos on YouTube a couple of years ago about how people were putting snippets of all sorts of shit together. He worships the devil, like he does officially. He's like, he's not hiding it.
Well, I dare you to convince me otherwise. Put it on the packaging, you know.
I mean, he's got tattoos, I think, of some death symbols, satanic symbols.
It looks and talks and walks like a duck.
It's a duck.
Better not fucking be a turtle.
But yeah, he's been Me Too, so fuck you.
Me too, me too.
Have you ever been
Me too'd? Well, yes, I was Me too'd when I was about 8 or 9 years old. Was playing wrestling in the lower playground at school, and I fly kicked a girl in her hip, and she then went and told the teachers that I kicked her in the pussy. And I got a lot of stick for it, and I admitted my fault in that, okay, perhaps I should have been a bit more sexist and not been such an equalist.
Yes.
And not been play fighting with girls.
Yeah.
Because then if I was sexist, I would have avoided that because I would have turned my nose up at a girl.
And I did. I've always, I've always kept up with that. But yeah, it's very sexist.
You can't win.
Someone just because of their gender identity or whatever. But that's the way society's been built.
Yeah. Oh, and in the defense of anyone who has been Me Too'd or this or that.
Yeah. Some of you were guilty, by the way.
Yeah. Like let's make it clear.
We ain't talking about you. Don't get twisted. Yeah, you're guilty.
You're guilty. We're talking about the innocent ones that. Well, is there any innocent ones? Because nowadays, once you've been Me Too'd,
I don't think anyone's innocent of anything. Yeah, I think once you've been Me Too'd, it's a character thing, innit? So if you have raped somebody, that's a big deal. Or you have had sexual intercourse with someone without their consent whatsoever. So, or you've taken advantage of someone heavily intoxicated or drugged, so that's a big deal. It says a lot about someone's character. So people usually cancel you off, but depends on your race, to be honest, depends on what amount of money you got.
Can you pay for injunctions to silence people?
You work for the NFL, do you play for the NFL or some shit like that? Can you blatantly batter your wife in an elevator with full footage, drag her body out of the elevator and completely get
away with it?
Yeah, completely. I can't remember that guy's name, but
I know who you're talking about, but the reference, everyone will.
Yeah, don't know.
But I dare you to take a knee during the national anthem. Oh, that's probably worse than rape.
So I worked hard. They said, listen, no, not one of ours. Not one of ours.
Not on our watch, you don't.
No, he's due on the plantation tomorrow. Like, he ain't. We're not sending him to jail today.
Somebody get him a crew member uniform.
Yeah. But yeah, for the guys who ain't done nothing like that, and you've been, lied on, you've been attacked yourself, and you've held restraint and all of that because of the standards in society. You can't protect yourself as a male from a female attack. So keep strong, heads up. And for the women who've been brutalised, and the men who've been brutalised, that's a whole nother show. It's a whole nother show.
It's genuinely such a theoreticals, practicals, and possibilities of one way or another.
And plus everyone deals with things differently, react to things differently. Even in the moment, if someone's being brutalised, the reaction can be different. Some people scream for help, some people are frozen, some people are, you know, it's all different, isn't it? So, yeah. Strength to you guys.
Eminem really guided the world on how to deal and treat Marilyn Manson during the early 2000s.
No.
They had a beef between, at one point or another, whilst, you know, because Eminem does branch out into the Caucasian world. He's you know,
white as Lily-driven snow.
Yes, you know, an honorary N-word.
Not from me, but hey, if everyone else wants to invite him to the, he's not black at all, so he would be invited. So if you lot want to do that, you can do that, but not in my books, no.
I see.
For many reasons. He's not he wouldn't add anything as a rapper. Take race out of it because race doesn't matter. For that, yeah. But to attribute him to our side of things, and he wouldn't be a credit. No, not as a person, not as a leader, not as a... But that's just me.
Well, I retract my statement. I retract that. I pulled the skin back on that one.
Funny.
Dirty joke there, you bastards. Oh yes, my turn. Okay, I'm going for this one. DaniLeigh. Who's DaniLeigh?
Now I can talk about it. So, what was we talking about before Mulatto?
Mulatto being colourist.
Yeah, so...
Colourist. Fucking
Mulatto being scared of being accused of colorism is now changing her name, which doesn't make sense. But DaniLeigh, it's because DaniLeigh, this singer, if you want to call her that, singer, she's an artist, she's a signed recording artist. I knew of her from years ago because she directed one of Prince's videos. I didn't make the association, hearing her and seeing some of her shit online. Didn't realise that's the same girl, because what I get from DaniLeigh now is airhead, dumb, really weak effort at music. I assume she was mixed race or something. So she brought out a song called Yellowbone. Now, what do you know what Yellowbone is?
I know what a Yellowbone is.
Exactly. I'm a Yellowbone. So, you know, that's what that is. So she brought out a song called Yellowbone. And the song goes, Yellowbone, Yellowbone, that's what he wants, that's what he wants. So she's saying, I'm light-skinned, and that's what her man wants. And she's parading it. That's not that's not acceptable for one. It's just, you don't parade your light skin. That's despicable. But it turns out, like, so basically, if you don't know, guys, if there's white listeners and so other races, Yellowbone is a word for a black person. It's when you're you know, yellow hue, you're either mixed or you're black, and that's just the way it is. And it turns out DaniLeigh isn't black. Nah, she's not black. She's she's from the Dominican Republic, but she's a mix of Hispanic roots and European. Neither one of her parents are black.
What about further up in the lineage? Because, I mean, there's...
Slightly, somewhere. She's got curly hair. She looks like a mixed race girl from what I have seen of her, but makeup and hair, there's teams of people that do this, and they can make you look however they want you to look. So if they were under the influence, she was black, they'd put black makeup on her and make her look a bit darker. They did it to Rita Ora, and it worked. It's still working for her. Everyone knows she's white, but...
Do they know what white she is, though?
Is it Albanian white? Kosovan white. Okay, so then they're more of, if you're going to get of an ethnic white, you're going to go to those territory. The Caucasus Mountains, yes. The originals.
Beating on my chat.
They're the strong Russian-esque.
Yes.
But as you get into is it Kosovo, Czech Republic, they get a bit darker about skin colour, and yeah, because there's a few kids in school who were Eastern European that everyone assumed was mixed race, and they got the attention of people fetishizing mixed race people.
Yeah,
and they would cut slits in their eyebrows, and you know they would hone that in.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So
I know who you're talking about.
Very interesting, you know. But yeah, this DaniLeigh is dating the baby, and his ex is a deep-skinned chocolate woman, and DaniLeigh isn't. And apparently, I don't know, it must have been off his social media that he left her for this girl. So, and now she's parading it.
The insecurities have come to party. So the Fuck it, let's get this episode banned.
We could try.
The narrative that...
We're sorry, iHeartRadio, but yeah.
We're sorry, iHeartRadio. I'm sorry.
Uncensored, unfortunately, so hey.
Yeah, this is an uncensored moment. So the narrative that dark-skinned women, and when I say dark-skinned women, I do mean women of brown, dark brown, and you know, dark brown towards a very dark hue. And that is the most, why am I being PC? Fuck it. Black women, yeah, dark-skinned women, black women, have noticed rightfully that within the hip-hop community and within society in general, the lighter your tone of skin is, whilst still remaining a person of African descent. I will not fix my mouth to say African American or this and that. I'm not going to do it. A person of African descent of a lighter hue than what would be considered acceptable by the Caucasian media, the Caucasian societies, have come up to point out the obvious again. Now, once again, ladies, gentlemen, PC fuckers, everyone is entitled to what they like.
PC plots.
Yeah. Is there not complete and utter references of I don't want no short dick, man. I don't want no what if it's not at least 8 inches. Yeah, if you ain't making 6 figures, yeah.
If you ain't got money, you ain't got a big dick, then yeah, you're not
human. You're not even human.
At you apparently, you're not human.
Not gonna
humanize it. Of course it is. So do you think the melanin praise, that is what self-praise, you know? So is people celebrating their melanin, which melanin, if you don't know what it means, it's just the pigmentation of your skin. If you've got more, protects you from the heat, from the sun, UV rays, it's great. It's really great for you. They paint space rockets to shield from the sun, for fuck's sake, synthesize melanin. So anyway, if you're darker skinned, it's getting praised now more because they've been trying to break the wall on the industries, whether it be beauty, entertainment, anything, music, movies, cinema, TV, magazines, and like anything. Like, where is the representation of like the people you're marketing to? Where's the Indian people, the black people, the this, the that? And there's not been that. Now, finally, it's broken through. It's still in a space where it's still sympathized opportunity at the moment. When we get past that is when it's good. We'll be in a really good space. It's like, the diversity quotas and shit. There's still white people go, oh, okay, yes, we'll give you this and we'll give you that and we'll point it out and we'll make, we'll give you the spotlight. When it comes out of, all right, well, you've had the spotlight and whatever, will it be constant? We don't know yet. But do you think that's all right? Versus, because this is what this girl, DaniLeigh, is saying. Why can't I make a song? This is a fully quotation. Why can't I make a song for my light-skinned baddies? Why can't I make a song for my light-skinned baddie? She said, I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. You're hating on me for this and that.
Do you know what is something that will never be resolved by society? Face value and character, persona. So if an individual is portraying a persona of, I'm going to assume this young lady, DaniLeigh, I took one look at how the name looks on paper.
Yeah. And
I said to myself, nope. No, that's not.
It's one of them joined together.
Yeah, like
poor white names.
Yeah, that is not. That's not Shelly Ann. That is not Esmeralda. That's not Anne Marie. That's not. That's not. What's a bait and obvious one? That's not a Chanel.
Chanel, yeah.
That's not another one that sounds similar to Chanel.
Yeah.
That's not. It's not. So let's really address the issues here. And the issue, in fact, is people are having more and more problems with the personas that another human being portrays and with what is in their character.
They want to know, are you authentic? Are you really what you say you are? Because we're the social media age, we're right in it. It's a point now where we accept and took it for what it was. Then we discovered it's all fake. Caught being inauthentic, which majority of Instagram is, then it's an issue. She's an artist. She's been signed for several years now. Chris Brown, all of these people. She's, still an active artist. And what you don't understand is her saying, why can't I make a song for my light-skinned baddie? It's because light skins, including me, do not need bigging up. You don't need it's bigged up enough. And it's different for everyone. Everyone. I haven't lived my life, within the boundaries of like a white plus society where I could have passed and it wouldn't have worked and it wouldn't have happened. It would always, I am what I am, mate. Do you know what I mean? This ain't the 50s where that was done, where people like me were let on and other black people said, we'll hide it for you. We'll hide you too. We'll hide the fact you're black too. It was that back then, actually. It was, we have your back in a weird, fucked up, dysfunctional way, where now it's, Are you one of us or no? She's not. ethnically black at all. So she can't say the N-word in her songs, which she does, but a lot of what Latino people do, don't they? Mainly because Puerto Ricans started it, because Puerto Ricans can get, when it comes to being a Hispanic island, it's a mix of black slaves also. So Puerto Ricans identify and always not all of them. Jennifer Lopez, for instance, is not black. She's not black. She's, Hispanic and European, obviously, descent. But so that's where that started. So then all the Mexicans thought they could say the N-word in all their songs. So it caught on now. They all think they can do it. They were cussing Cardi B about it. Are you black? Are you black? Of course she's black. What? Yes, she is black. She's Dominican, but Afro-Latino. It's mixed race people always have to clear up their shit, but DaniLeigh isn't one of us, so...
This is all just hurting my head. There's too much, once again, there's too much variables.
Yeah.
There's too much going on of this factor, that factor, fuck off.
When it's offensive, and I see comments under the videos and so forth for black people going, well, this is what you, but other black people get for inviting anyone with a drop of black in them to the cookout, insinuating if you're mixed race, then, you should be included or blah, blah. Again, you can't, I don't get to choose. No one else gets to choose who's black and who's not. You either are or you're not. That's it. And it's not an identity. It's a genetic, it's genetic. Like, it's some shit you can't change.
Well, Michael would beg to differ.
He didn't change his genetics. He's still a black man. To the day he died, to the day he was born.
When you will see him at face value, he's not a black man. At face value, that's a white man with long Michael
Jackson never looked white. There's a point where he at Bad, do you remember Bad, where he looked mixed race? He genuinely looked like he come out of a white woman maybe and had a black dad.
Yeah, but I mean, the point that he passed away, the end of days Michael Jackson, the straight wig, he was carrying and packaged in white skin. Now, if this individual was never famous, and they had that, they were affected by that disease, or they had those changes that caused their skin. They went through the processes. However, you end up going from ABC's Michael Jackson to This Is It World Tour Michael Jackson. If you walked into a shop as This Is It Michael Jackson, you would be treated and greeted as a white man. If you walked into a shop as ABC's Michael Jackson, Jackson 5 Michael Jackson...
Yeah, he moved through classes, racial classes, but he never changed his race.
He never changed his race, but...
I mean, up until the day he died, he said, I am a black man.
But the issue that I'm seeing, currently people are saying that the colour of someone resides in the eyes of the person looking at. If looking at them, you don't look like a black person, or you look like a black person, and I look into your background, you're not a black person. Wow, that's upsetting. Yes. Fair enough, that is upsetting. However, this is a byproduct of the internet.
It's a minstrel show in reverse.
Whether it's a minstrel show or not, I mean, what do people want?
When they walk out with blacked up face doing a minstrel show, is to impersonate a black person. That's what DaniLeigh's doing.
It's to impersonate and humiliate. The minstrel shows is to also show
now they're stupid.
Now people are getting money, they're getting popularity, notoriety, and all sorts of things. Now,
we're black and we're sitting here. Where's our fucking deals, endorsement deals, and our fucking... Where's all that?
Yeah, no.
All this inclusivity, listen, where? We're not sitting on our asses.
To this day, I can walk into a shop, wallet in one hand, car keys in another, be followed.
So, especially, shout out to my Asian brothers and sisters. You really put on heat in the shop. I ain't never gonna teeth nothing from your shop. I've never took nothing from a shop like that. I stole from Iceland when I was 5. Kinder Eggs, okay? I ain't never stolen from an Asian supermarket in my life. So you don't need to watch me. Seriously, it's ridiculous. It is.
It is. It's like, guys, let's perhaps start treating the internet, all things associated to it, as that's fake. That's bullshit. Like, the only way that you're going to end cyberbullying is by realizing that this is another bastard on the other end of an electronic device in fuck knows no way.
You didn't know about DaniLeigh.
I did not know about DaniLeigh. I did not know.
A lot of people didn't until this.
How long's her career? So she's getting notoriety off of a stunt, off of throwing stones in glass houses.
Well, first of all, she was black and did Yellowbone. It would still be offensive. It's the fact that she's now a fake black, and now it makes sense why she did that, because she didn't understand what Yellowbone was, or she was impersonating. So
she knows what it is.
Well, there you go. And let's speak to our label and people and say what our label has been marketing her as a black person so badly. She thought she could do this song and be like, and went on Twitter and cussed everyone, and then for judging her, and then did a video on Twitter saying,
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Look, I've learned how to become positively ignorant, and there are some fires that attention is the fuel. South Park. You know South Park. You know what they do to Al Gore's persona? I'm Al Gore.
Yes.
Like, give me attention. I need it. I want it. I'm not a fiend. I just need it. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that
screaming for it.
They're
getting it too. So they're creating monsters are being created.
And they're getting the attention of other people that crave attention too. It's, I love this saying. Is it the blind leading the deaf? There we go. The blind leading. And I'm sorry to anyone that is blind or deaf or blind and or deaf. I'm just repeating the saying because we do not discriminate against any disabilities, physical, emotional, psychological. We don't give a fuck.
We don't give a fuck, you know.
As long as you've got life, make the most of it.
Yeah. Right, so I think do you think we've got time for one more?
I don't know, if Keke Wyatt...
Monster's knocking on the door. Oh, Keke. Kind of similar issue.
If it ties into this.
It does, yeah. Alright, let's do this quickly then.
Okay, Keke Wyatt, real quick.
So, Keke Wyatt, amazing singer. She's a mixed race woman. She grew up black. As in, she grew up in a black community as a black person. She was, because you could be mixed race and not grow up like Drake. He grew up in a white environment. Just an example. So she was on Clubhouse and she was arguing with this Love and Hip Hop star. Not sure why they were on the same one, but he was going like, Black Lives Matter, this and that. She said, listen, she said, this is her point, right, not mine. She said, black people aren't the only people that's been persecuted. Native people have been persecuted. Indian people have been persecuted. She's saying it's a widespread ethnic issue. It's not just black people and that. It's something I did touch on before in a previous show where I said that I saw Black Lives Matter protesters who are black saying that Native American issues don't matter because we're talking about this right now, even though it's the same issue. So, she was saying that. Obviously, people got on her about it, and she's been sledgehammered by bare people saying, some people have her back, obviously, but some people, a lot of people like, what are you talking about? Why would you even bring that into the conversation? I thought you were black, blah, blah, blah. And it's another issue where she's mixed race. So in the black community, what I've experienced is if you claim any other part of you that's not black, it's offensive to other black people. They don't want you to bring it in the conversation or talk about it. They just want you to be what you are, but,
What you just pointed out there highlights and is reflected exactly in the reverse. What mixed race people, from the outside looking in, what mixed race people really should do is outnumber both of the old classical war factions, because it seems like the war factions are white-skinned, black-skinned, and then there's a free-for-all in the middle between...
there's black people who don't even know them. I grew up, right, next door, good friends of mine, Jamaican family. Mother was very light-skinned, black woman. The dad... deep-skinned black man. They found out later on that she's mixed with Chinese because it was in a strange family situation, and she was mixed with Chinese. So her whole life, people ask her, are you mixed or like, what are you? And she's like, I'm black and I'm Jamaican. Like, what do you want? Can't find out now. She's mixed with Chinese. It's like a whole that it makes. So it's like like a devastating thing. It was seen as a devastating situation. But yeah, so race, it's just a mess. We're in a time where you can actually live to yourself, just be in your own lane and don't worry about what no one says, because they're all a bunch of idiots. So that's it, because we're about to go to our ad break.
So for one, she's not wrong. She is not wrong. No one should, if anything, if you don't care, you shouldn't fix your fingers to go online and comment, pass judgment that someone else should not be talking about that, because they're talking about factual things. Yeah. There are white people that are discriminated against.
Yeah.
The poor whites may get a fraction more than the blacks, but they're getting a lot less than the middle educated whites or the high fact.
They're not even considered. They're like, ugh.
Yeah.
By the other whites, they're just like skirmishing.
Yeah.
We'll hire you, but that's about it.
There you go, that's the truth. We might not whoop your ass for no reason. Yeah. We might not whoop you for no reason, but give us a reason, you're gonna get the black man treatment.
Mm-hmm. So what do we say as advice to other black people who do have this issue, what's happened to them and their race,
good luck running that rat race, because everyone else is doing the same work and it's not going anywhere. It hasn't for years.
I mean, if we could do it all ourselves, it can't. And racism starts with white, so it's a white issue anyway. So
start seeing people as people instead of seeing them and judging them by the package that they're walking around in. Yes, we hold our hands up and we say proudly, there are some disgusting and disgraceful black people out there. And guess what? There are some disgusting and disgraceful white people out there. And there is a disgusting and disgraceful person of every single shade, hue, complexion, tone. So
who are we standing up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who are we defending here when all of us, we don't know you from Adam? Mm-hmm. You could be the worst black or white person on the planet, and here I am defending you because of the colour of your skin. Fuck off. It's stupidity. I know this as a mixed race person. There's plenty of black people that know this. But do you think the fucking Freemasons care about who's white and who's black?
No, they don't.
I know for one that they definitely don't. So, my uncle, Dinky, shout out to you. But yeah, no. So yes, we'll be right back.
Now streaming, the first 3 episodes of the new sci-fi audio drama and upcoming book series, Starlight, Retheme's Revenge. Start your journey with Fox, REQ, and the crew aboard the Starlight Express as they navigate perilous dangers and face off with the deadly Retheme. Written and narrated by Saint, the audio drama will continue this December when the book hits stores near you. Start the story now on major podcast stores including Podbean, Samsung, and more. Be sure to share the story and leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed the show and want to hear more. Now, let's get back to Moe Vader and Saint.
Welcome back to Vexxed Uncensored. This is the lovely Vexxed segment. The part of the show where we get to voice our frustrations and what has rustled the feathers throughout the week. So Saint, what's your Vex segment?
My Vex segment. So what I'm pissed about is I heard an interview from Monique, you know Monique. So she was wrapped up in this situation with Oprah, Lee Daniels and Tyler Perry. So Lee Daniels did a film called Precious, and it was an independent that he did it on his own. And he paid, I think Monique, who won an Oscar eventually for that film, she got paid 50 grand for it. She's a big actress at that point, you know, they get paid a lot more, but it's indie, it's a good film. So a lot of people, you know, it's a basic thing. So she took that and did the relevant promotion for the film afterwards. That was in that contract with Lee Daniels, but you know, it got completed. She got called by Lionsgate because Lionsgate had bought the rights to the film to distribute it worldwide, to take it overseas, to put it in the Cannes Film Festival, to petition it and run for the Oscars. So they called her up and said, will you fly to Cannes to start this run? We'll fly you first class and put you up. And she said, no, I'm working, I've got other things to do, I've done my promotion. You want me to fly overseas and promote this film for how long? No, thank you. So they called her back and said, we'll put you up there for a week. And she's like, no. And then they said, what can we do? You know, to her husband, they said, what can we do? Because he managed her. And he said, have you got a financial offer? You want to pay her to come and promote this film if you think it's worth promoting for the Oscars and so forth. We don't pay people to promote films. It's done. Monique doesn't have a contract with you, Lionsgate. And they said, I know, but all of that shit. So Oprah came to Monique and said, so I think you should do this. I think you should do it. And Monique said, no, it's not good for me. I'm just, you know, I'm done. It's great that I hope it wins and all that. Moving on with life. But you might pile it on thick. Then Lee Daniels was like, Monique. She's like, no. Tyler Perry was then like, come on, Monique. You do, you know. And she's like, what the fuck is going on? I'm not a slave. Just because I was part of one contract and you sold that, you not even sold the contract, you sold the film to someone else, I'm all sold with it. No, I'm not, you don't own me. Basically, they blacklisted her. She won the Oscar and all that, but they blacklisted her. She couldn't find any work. It was like rumours coming out everywhere saying she was difficult and now she's a problem. She's hard to work with. It was like a gang up situation. Whoopi Goldberg one day says to her, well, why don't you just do this? That, you know, it's a big opportunity. She goes, Because it's not right anyway. She said Monique has a controversy years later with Netflix, so they offered her a meager amount of money for a special when people of her caliber say we're getting a lot more. And people like Amy Schumer, who had been in the game for like 3-4 years, multi-million, $20 million and shit for her project. So it was an issue, discrimination issue. And Whoopi Goldberg came in and chimed to her and said, stop looking out for the black girl behind you. Fuck that shit. Watch out for what's going on with you. You need to leave your husband because he's not right for you in the business. He's fucking up your whole shit. You're blacklisted. So Whoopi is here trying to say, leave your husband because no one likes him. Get the money.
Yeah.
What? That whole scenario, I don't know why it's not a bigger issue, isn't being made of it among all of these big companies trophying, Black Lives Matter and, Me Too and all of this. And yet this is happening right in front of everyone's eyes. Well, because it involves Lee Daniels and Oprah and more right to their own big companies. If this is the way they do business and this is the way they do things. Tyler Perry, you see his studio, it's like fucking humongous. It's the biggest filming studio in America, in the world or some shit. Like he owns all of it in Atlanta, I think. Even Warner Brothers and all of them are using his lot to film their films now. Like it's insane. And what? Because it involves them, and it's alright. They get to go scot-free. Okay.
I can see why. At face value, it doesn't even seem like they have anything to do with the movie itself, right? So they all make money.
This N-word is acting up, basically. Send one of their own to go and fucking get them. That's basically what this is, sorry to put it bluntly, but like, corporations work this way. They just want the result. They just want the result. They don't care how many first class stays in a hotel. This is a big time actress and comedian, and you're offering her a plane trip and a week's stay in Cannes. What? She's obviously going to be working, even if she wanted the week off or 2 weeks off, however long. She's not interested. It's just for a person literally just making it a career decision. It's destroyed her career. And no one cares because she's black. Yeah. And other blacks are part of saying she's not good. She's not worth it. She's difficult. It's crazy. And I'm sure Monique's fine. I'm sure she's got millions. But it is the point. It is a point. It's highlighting a big issue that needs to be addressed. What's your Vex segment?
My Vex segment is going back to the colorism issue, and the conversation really highlighted to me the problem with the old world mentality, old world system of, right, black and whites, or should I say blacks or whites. And then now in this day and age where we live a life where we're more connected to the rest of the world and everything else that is going on, it's caused a shitstorm of conflict of ideologies and interests across the board in all the so-called racist, or should I say, the colour bag juice, the colour bag content, because really all it is how your packaging is perceived by another human being.
Right, and it's almost like, you know how kids fight over their parent favouring one child over another, and it's quite toxic in that way, I think, among the black community, because it's, being light skinned or whatever, you get attacked because people believe that the whites are favouring you, that's favouritism in society, so that's the issue. And that's true. Do you know what I mean? White people created privileges through the caste system, like you said. So I acknowledge my light skin. When I am light skinned, that it's a privilege. And when I'm not, it's not. Because I remember, when was I? I was like 12, or I can't remember. Early teens or some shit, and my mother took us to Turkey for the first time in this country, and they have they're Middle Eastern, have a hue or whatever, and we'd been there for 2 weeks, but it was like just after the first week, I think, and I'd gone very, very dark, and I remember walking down the street and we were holding bags and carrying bags, and this Turkish geezer was like in Turkish to me, and we all kind of stopped like, what? And I went to him, what? And he went, oh my God. He went, oh, you're English, sorry. He thought I was a dark-skinned Turkish person. In these countries, similar in the West Indies, the darker you are, back in the day, you were called, especially coolie people, what we refer to as coolie means dark person. So whether he thought I was carrying these, don't get as dark as I do, but They get a nice colouring. I get like 8 times darker. So he literally thought I was not even related to these people. I was, you know, a helper carrier person carrying their bags. And I was like, what the fuck? So it really depends in what season it is. Is the sun out? Have you been in it? For some people, and other people, they're the same colour all the time unless they're going to sun for ages. Like, I don't know, it's literally colour, skin colour.
I think we really should start deciding how we are going to treat someone based on the character and the persona that they show us instead of the packaging. And then we'd actually be able to avoid heartbreakers, backstabbers, thieves and marauders. But to continue basing our expectations or boundaries with someone based on black, white, purple, indigo, it's
especially when we all acknowledge it came from one source. That source still persists. We all know what we are. We all know we're not white if we're not white, but the source is the ones who differentiate that is the white. So it's nothing we can solve. It's like being in an abusive relationship and you want the person to change. So how can you do that? You can't change them. So establish your own things. That's how TV networks like BET became alive, because there was no programming for black people in America and shit like that. So that it furthers on to segregation. But it's different this time because you're not being forced to. You're acknowledging that a system doesn't work for you, and that if you're among people more like you who don't differentiate, even though they do in the black community and many Indian communities and shit, the lighter you are, the more you're hated by your own, and the more you're seen as privileged because you can get opportunities. It's not just black people who fight between each other over colour. The only people who don't are the whites. Big indicator there. So if we stop taking it out on each other, that'd be great. Yeah, I'll look at my watch on when that's gonna happen.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, we are going to wrap up the show, I think and believe. So yes, tune into Vexxed Uncensored. We've got many more episodes before the end of the season. Also, look out for the Vexxed Bites minisodes that are dropping. We have a specialised few coming, so look out for them. Listen to them everywhere: Spotify, TuneIn, and Carbon now on Castbox. We're growing. So yeah, any parting words?
Also look out for the
Vexxed Bites minisodes that are dropping. We have a specialised few coming, so look out for them. Listen to them everywhere: Spotify, TuneIn, and Carbon now on Castbox. We're growing. So yes, so look out for that stuff. Pushing forward. Keep your heads up, people. Catch you later.
Have you ever wanted your own podcast, solo or with your co-host? Follow us on Instagram at Vexxed Art Brands and send us a message. We look forward to discussing your amazing ideas. You never know what could happen.